Oh, I'm dizzy. I don't feel good. I know it's wrong. I'm tired. Tried to eat pineapple, which it's usually my favorite food, but oh my God, I couldn't get it down. I'm moody. Man, I snapped earlier today. I've been eating a lot of ice cream.
Mm.
Do you realize what I'm trying to tell you?
No, I don't realize what you're trying to tell me.
Feels so bad, but I look good. 90 Day, The Other Way, Season 7, Episode 15. Siento. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Hey, Channel Surfers. Welcome back to Remote Reality. I'm Lauren, your friend and attorney host who loves to overanalyze everything, including my favorite reality TV shows.
And I'm Dee, her paralegal and reluctant sidekick sometimes. Today I feel pretty good.
Like 90 Day The Other Way. This is one of
Yeah,
our
we do.
favorites. I always look forward to all the little stories that we get. If you haven't liked and subscribed, if you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Y'all, I've had a day. I have made myself a gingerbread white Russian, and it's 2:00 in the afternoon. Oh my gosh. I had to go have a meeting with my son's nurses at his preparatory school for his newly diagnosed type 1 diabetes. And they told me if I couldn't get my 4-year-old to sit still for a shot, they wouldn't be able to administer one and we would have a problem.
It's ridiculous. Who in the world has a 4-year-old that listens if you say to sit still?
Especially for an injection.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kept telling me that my paperwork wasn't signed by my doctor and they had to follow the doctor's orders. And when I pointed out that the line that wasn't signed was the one that said school nurse was supposed to sign. Oh, yes. And 2 lines above was the subscriber signature, the doctor's signature. They said, oh, but you said he needed a different dose. So we're not going to follow the doctor's orders. You need to get the doctor to fix those orders. Anyway, and this is why I just poured myself a cocktail before we started the podcast because, y'all, I need to get my head out of it. Have you ever just gotten your head stuck in a place and you can't get out of it?
Absolutely.
Mama Bear's coming out.
Yeah.
And for anybody who doesn't know, I've been type 1 diabetic since I was 10 years old. So for 31 years, his blood sugar is under amazing control right now. The frustration, it's just dealing with the loopholes. I digress. Let's start with something as boring as my story there. Credit Matthew. We'll work our way up to the fun stuff. I called it last week. That's all I got to say.
You did.
I said, get to walking out that door, Matthew. Slam it, lock it, throw away the key, and she will come crawling back. Whoa.
Yep. She is regretting what she did already.
As soon as he dropped her butt off at a hotel, suddenly she's lonely.
Yeah. And
he immediately realizes she feels alone.
Yeah. And he when he was talking to his dad, he said that, he just wanted to call and check on her, but he was going to leave her alone and give her space. So exactly what you said to do. It seems to be working.
Although her dad is fight for her. He's already fought for her. I think this is really not great advice, Dad. Don't fight for someone who, first of all, the way Matthew is describing Greta is that she's chasing the thrills. So as soon as she's having this low, she wants to reconnect. She wants to have that high. She wants that thrill, that roller coaster. Your son, Mark, is not an amusement park. Matthew just needs to get off the coaster.
She's going to always crave chaos and drama in a relationship.
She's always going to push away just so she can feel this strong rush of love instead of having stability, which is something that Matthew seems cut out for.
Yeah, he's so sweet. I feel really bad for him.
Now, Matthew's dad, Mark, he's a nice looking guy, and it just made me realize that if I was 16 and pregnant, Matthew could have been my son. I feel old. Thanks, Mark.
He does say something interesting though when Matthew was talking about the thrills that Greta likes, and he he told Matthew that his mom still got a thrill
Bet
whenever
she does.
I bet she does too.
I bet she does. He said, your mom feels that way every day when she sees me.
Bow chicka wow wow.
And Greta is sitting there lamenting in her bed. She is in shock with herself. Matthew agrees to let his dad go talk to Greta. There's nothing to say. His dad's like, you deserve an answer. You might not like the answer. Nobody deserves an answer. Nobody needs an answer. People don't always get answers, like you pointed out.
Yeah, I said that, when you lose a spouse or a partner, you don't necessarily get answers or closure or whatever it is he's looking for. That relationship just ends.
And even the closure that they give you may not make sense to you. Sometimes it's about them. Like this closure that Greta is giving him, telling him you're not being loved enough. She's told him her reasons, or at least what she's telling herself. I don't even know that it makes sense to her why she's left Matthew. He just has to figure it out. Just block her. By the time she rolls back around, you'll be past it.
Otherwise, he's going to ride this roller coaster the rest of his life if he wants to be in a relationship with her.
Matthew, the train is now leaving the station. The train is now leaving the station. Don't go on this ride. Just skip out. Let it run its little circles. And you need to leave the amusement park. That's all I'm saying. That's all I've got to say for Greta and Matthew. You have anything?
No.
Dad? Until next week.
I hate to say this. They're probably one of the boring ones on here. Like, there's not a lot going on with them on this show.
She needs to heal before she can commit to somebody. That's my unexpert opinion after half of a gingerbread white Russian. Jenny and Sumit. So we're back at the family restaurant, and I wouldn't exactly call this business a well-oiled machine at this point. We're getting by.
Yeah, that's about it.
By our fingernails.
So unorganized to me.
We've got, one cell phone that does electronic card payment?
No cash register.
It's just Dad. And Jenny's here manning the front without the cell phone or the cash register. So she has to call Sumit over to get the Cash App payments. And the guy who's ordering a coffee, he's like, isn't this what pretty much everyone pays with? And Jenny's like, I'm old. I don't know how to use apps. We're still trying to figure it out. Sumit, bring your phone over here and take this man's money. At least she asks for the money, because then we see two women walk up and they're handed coffees. And then they're like, hey, lady, how much do we owe you? They could have just walked right off with those coffees. And then essentially they did.
Jenny.
They hand her some money and she makes a cute little joke. Is this tip for me? At least they picked up on it. They're like, no, give me my change.
She was trying to get a tip because she didn't want to give them the change.
Yeah. Instead, she gave them a tip.
And then we learn why she wants to do this, because she can't count the fucking money.
She walks up to Sumit's dad and she's like, I need change. She brings him 500 rupees. He goes, here's 400 rupees here. And then here's some smaller bills. This is 100 rupees. 4 plus 1 equals. Hey, should we get my 4-year-old up here to ask him? Even he knows that.
Yes.
She turns around and hands them $500.
She gave him all of it.
She gave him all the change. I know not everybody is great with money. We represent debtors pretty often in federal court as a bankruptcy attorney and paralegal. So I get that not everybody is great with money, but I just don't think she was paying attention. I don't think it's that she doesn't know how to subtract. I think Jenny wants retirement. She deserves it. She is in her 60s. She's living at her husband's parents' home. Really, Rohi was right. Rohi is like, Jenny wants to go home. Jenny says, I told you I couldn't do money. I don't care about the money. I'm not doing the money. I want to go home. Might be the best option. Send Jenny home. Have your parents work in your coffee shop. And let her sit there and enjoy peace and quiet without the family around, recharge, and then you guys come back and you've got spaghetti for dinner.
Happy wife, happy life.
Jenny spaghetti. I think that's the solution. But Smit's not giving up on her. He just needs her to do simple math. We just need her to focus. Maybe give her some coffee.
Maybe
and
they
Jenny,
should give her a
she ain't
cash
doing
reg-
math. Send her home.
Maybe
Give
they
her
should
cash
give her a cash
register.
register. Let it do the math for her, for crying out loud.
Get one of those Apple Pay things where they just click.
Mm-hmm.
Put her in the kitchen making the spaghetti. So they weren't making spaghetti. They were making aloo puree and geisha. So the aloo puree, it is a hearty North Indian meal. It has warmly spiced potato curry. Doesn't that sound delicious? It's like 51 degrees outside. It was in the 30s earlier. Some warm potato curry sounds very good. Served with a crispy, deep-fried Indian flatbread known as purees. I could eat some of that right now. I could dig into that.
It looked good watching his mom make it.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
What is Jenny complaining about? She's got Mom Sumit making her delicious food. Unless you think she gives them like carrot sticks at home.
I don't know. I think Jenny's just allergic to work.
I understand that. Get your EpiPen, Jenny. Now the geisha, it says that it's very similar to a tahini, which I love tahini in Greek. It's like that white creamy dill yogurt.
Okay.
Some in my fridge. Actually, I don't think I do because I didn't have sour cream, so I used the tahini to make a cornbread casserole with creamed corn. Didn't have sour cream, so we used tahini. Anyway, the difference is this one has a lot of Indian spices, and I love spice. I was really craving some Indian food after listening to what they were cooking and then like searching it and watching food porn on Google, basically. Those flatbreads were just spread wide open. Just wanted me to rub that geisha on it. Anyway, so yeah, Jenny is giving tips to the customers. She complained about them giving free food. Well, she's
giving them free money. She's giving free money.
Hey, Jake, come here. Tell the channel servers, what's 1 plus 5?
Yeah.
That's right. Now, let's say we have $6 and Mommy needs 4 of them. So you give me 4 of your $6. How many are left? 6 minus 4 is... He's not doing money. He's going home. Bye, Jenny.
What you doing?
Okay, channel surfers. So my 4-year-old, again, the nurse went and take them without the doctor changing the prescription to... It was a half unit dose on 250. So like for 200, he should get half a unit of insulin. For 250, her order said 0.5, where it should be 1. And then everything else was the same. Everything else was the same. Anyway, so we've got him home today. We're just hanging out with the PK4. Manon and Anthony, I'm going to call so much BS on this. This does not make sense. These storylines need to be better written if they're trying to fool us. First of all, how is Anthony sitting there saying we have no money coming in and we're trying to buy a house? You're not paying in cash for the house. Okay, we have a message, channel surfers. Make it quick. We're in a podcast.
Hello, Dee.
Hi, Jake.
I can't hear you.
Jake, if you don't have any money, should you buy a house?
No.
Why not?
Because I have no money.
Well, what do you need money for?
House.
Good job.
So
He's 4,
He's
ladies
4.
and gentlemen. Anthony has not figured this out yet. So that doesn't make sense to me. We've got no money coming in. We're going to put some down savings and get a mortgage. And how are you going to pay it? How are you going to pay for your electricity, even if you had no mortgage? How are you going to pay for your home insurance? How are you going to pay for, presumably, taxes? But here, at least in my state, we've got property taxes on that shiz. Also, Noah's been going to her office for like 2 or 3 weeks, filling out the papers to buy a house. What is she doing? Writing a novel? How to buy a house without money? What's happening?
She's trying to start a business. And she's
But
just
do you think
fitting that
Anthony
in there.
believes that?
I don't know what he thought she was doing. It doesn't take 2 weeks to fill out the paperwork to purchase a home.
Having an affair with Dorian? I mean,
Well, she's hot, but
hold on just a minute.
I want to hear it.
Okay, channel surfer, sorry for that little interruption. Little Mr. Jake has moved downstairs with my husband, and I went and made myself a gingerbread syrup Moscow Mule. And just brought this up here to show everybody the gingerbread syrup that I made. It's I'll have to post the
Nice.
recipe in the Facebook group, but you
Oh,
know, it's in
yeah.
cocktail and it is delicious. All right, so Manon and Anthony, the house thing didn't make sense to me.
Mm-mm.
The filling out papers for a month didn't make sense to me. And she takes him to the office and she's like, isn't this cute? So obviously he knows she has an office for whatever she's setting up.
Yeah.
It just felt very fraud.
You know, she brings him in to tell him that she's starting this business and she wants to do it in front of her girlfriend, her business partner, which I get. I mean, he usually is not very receptive when she talks about this business that she's interested in doing, the skincare.
Well, he also says he has to find the appropriate moment to do what? He said he's waiting for the appropriate moment because her friend's there. How would he have acted if her friend wasn't there?
Well, that's what I was wondering. It makes me
You
wonder
still have
how
the cameras, but
Yeah, it makes me wonder how often he does stuff like that. Like he behaves a certain way in front of people, but so then how's he acting behind closed doors when nobody's listening or watching?
and also, okay, she's telling you in front of her friend, another part that didn't make sense, but also in front of cameras, a whole camera crew, and a lot of people in the US. So that didn't make much sense. The K Beauty. Hey, D, there's this awesome new beauty line here in the US. It is called Young Goat Beauty. How do you want to? Do you want to look like a young goat?
No, and I'm probably not going to buy it if it says young goat, young
How are you
female
looking
goat.
at like a young goat without adding these beauty products? I'm starting to get that little beard and
Yeah, it has a much better sound in French, though.
the Kit Beauty, and they love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Farm Animal Beauty. It's like those people that use horse shampoo on their hair, the mane and tail.
Mane and tail. I've done that before. It was back when I was in like high school, and everybody was like, "You got to do the mane and tail. It'll make your hair grow."
D. Nay.
Nay, it didn't grow either.
Sorry, channel servers. You have my phone going off here. It's telling me my blood sugar is high. It's 164, and my son's blood sugar is low at 63. We are a mess over here. We're getting it together. We're holding it together by some gingerbread syrup. It's going to be fine. All right. So she has an agency that's going to help her with this, and she needs like $5,000 to $10,000. I'm assuming that's for the agency. I don't know that that's for the
I wasn't quite
startup.
sure what the agency's job was supposed to be because she was saying getting a business plan together and stuff like that. If they're getting paid $5,000 to $10,000 for a business plan, I think we're in the wrong business.
Which one?
We should be doing business plans, apparently.
We do.
We don't charge like that.
No, we restructure a lot of stuff. But Manon says, look, I'm going to try not to take money from the house fund, which good, because if you have a mortgage with no money coming in, you're going to need those savings to make payments. She said she's going to talk to her network. It sounded to me like she was going to try to get investors.
That's the way I took it, was to try and find some investors.
She also says to Dorian, which reminds me of that forgetful fish from Finding Nemo. That's Dory, though.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever, close enough. Dorian, she says, this is a great opportunity. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We can't let it pass us up. I think they're talking about the fact that they have TLC cameras on them and the branding and the brand recognition that they will get for free while being paid very little, but while being paid to be on the show. That's what I'm thinking this once in a lifetime opportunity is. I think this was totally planned. I think she and her friend had this plan when she went over there. Now, Benjamin says, not Benjamin, Anthony. Anthony says you've been spending all this time with Benjamin Minot. This is what we wanted. Are you sure you're not trying to do too much too fast? And then he asked Dorian, when you started your other businesses, did you have this work-life balance that you and Minot are dreaming that you're going to have? I don't know that anybody starts a business and has work-life balance in the first couple of years. I agree with them completely.
I don't know any couple, honestly, unless one of them is staying home to take care of the kids. That's rare. That's rare anymore. I don't know what his expectations are. He keeps throwing out there the whole, Ben, and I'm thinking to myself, there are millions of couples across the world that both have to work. Their kids
The
are in
TLC
daycare.
fraud, baby. TLC is scamming us. They're trying to.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, they've got kids in
They've
daycare.
got money
They got
coming in
grandparents
from their other job because they told that to the first realtor that they still had some residual income coming in from their marketing firm in LA.
Yeah.
It's not no income, as they're phrasing it today. It's fraud. It is fraud. They went over there. They're married on the other way, which Jenny and Sumit are, but we watched them get married and go through all this stuff on the show before this point.
Right.
It's a business opportunity. They took it.
Right. I just think he's being unrealistic in his.
I think he's being a bad actor, but you know what's good? You know what's really good?
What?
That haircut. That is what made him look good in the last episode. In the first few episodes, he had this almost a mushroom bowl cut, which made him look a little bit serial killer-ish. I thought he was going to try to eat my insides with a glass of Chianti, but the man looks good with the haircut. The mustache, it switched. A switch flipped on me. I think Anthony's cute. I think Manon is gorgeous. Every time she smiles and we get those dimples.
Mm-hmm.
And their baby is adorable. So I thought it was hilarious when Dorian is explaining to him that it takes some time to get a business up and running. Yeah, no shit. No shit, Sherlock. And you know what? He knows because he started this other business with Manon. Right. They have that advertising business together that they started in 2023. So he knows. But when Dorian starts explaining and then Manon cuts in to translate and he's like, it's fine. And she goes, oh, you speak French now? I love that smart ass move. That would be me. All of a sudden you're speaking the language and you don't need me to translate.
Yeah, he wasn't speaking it to her. He was just listening to her. So I don't know. I was wondering how much he was actually understanding in what she said. Because we've seen so far that his French is awful.
Speaking it and hearing it are different. Although I think at least with Spanish, it's harder for me to understand it hearing it than saying it. I don't know. What do you think, channel surfers? What's your experience with learning another language? So on the car ride home, Manon is pointing out, look, I've been doing this for 2 weeks and you haven't noticed. He knew. He knew you weren't filling out real estate stuff for 2 weeks. And then Anthony says, yeah, you've done fine with the work-life balance. In the morning, we see her playing with Benjamin at the beginning of this episode. We see the grandparents playing with Ben, which is adorable. And I love that they're getting to spend that time with their grandson. But Anthony goes, okay, you're holding it together, but how much longer until you crack? He, at least from the edit, is waiting for this to fall apart. He doesn't have faith that this will succeed.
I mean, you should be more supportive. I think she's shown that she's got a good business head on her shoulders. She's a hard worker.
But
he's the one that's been staying home.
She doesn't have the work-life balance, and he's afraid she's not going to succeed at that.
Well, like I said, that's pretty much everybody's it's pretty much everybody's dilemma. Somebody's got to work. I mean, you can't both stay home.
You're not independently wealthy unless you're holding out on us. Anthony, what you got, boy? Got something in that treasure trove.
Maybe he's been on the whole a lot more than we think.
Show us your family jewels. Where's the fuck were we? And going back to Manon breaking the news to Anthony in front of Dorian, the business partner. When she says it there, Anthony's like, no, man, I don't care. It's fine. I can hang out with Ben. I'm super supportive. But then in the car, he's like, I have to be with Ben 24/7. Whoa. That's a hypocritical 180.
Total
He just flopped like a pancake. He's got two sides.
Yeah. And she's starting to realize that his sister, what was her name? Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, may have been right, because Sarah said, I don't see how going to France is going to fix your problems. Your problems are just going to go with you. And honestly, the problems haven't just gone with them. There's new problems.
Who else was right about that? You.
Yeah, we said that.
One, too. We weren't even using the tarot cards. All right, Luke and Madeline. So they are settling in to the cottage that they're staying in for their wedding weekend.
What
Fraud.
is that?
It is fraud.
No, wait. First, we have to talk about this cottage because it looks like some kind of space dome. Did you not see it? Did you not notice what they were staying in?
It looked like a cabin, and it had like open, had wooden walls and like open sides.
Are you sure? Because what I saw looked like a freaking disco ball, like half of a disco ball sitting down on like a deck or something that they could walk outside. It was like all of these windows. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. We have to go and look.
Is your
Because
butthole
I feel like
sore?
I'm crazy now.
Did you fly up into a light last night?
No, and I am not the one drinking right now either. So,
do you have any weird marks on your body from where the aliens prodded you?
fuck you, Lauren.
I didn't see that.
I just can't believe you saw a cabin and I saw half a disco ball or something.
Well, I do have a cataract.
It looked like
my eyes.
Do you know those toys that they have for kids that's like octagon shaped or whatever, and then you put like little you have to have the squares fit into the pieces that are like round or square or triangle.
You have to put a square peg in a round hole?
Yeah, one of those kind of things. No, you had to find the square and you had to find the triangle. They were like blue and red. They look like a octagon ball. And the kids, it's like a toddler's toy. They had all of these little like wooden shapes.
Did you arrive on our planet in a tic-tac shaped object?
I'm just going to shut up and let your drunk ass talk.
Right. So
go fucking look at the house. It's not a damn cabin.
Drunk. I've had one drink and like 2 sips of this one.
That's your second one.
And it's completely full.
Have you eaten today?
Yeah, I had some M&Ms and peanut M&Ms, so they had protein. And I had some bacon. And I had some sesame sticks, like little flat, like kind of ones. And all the stuff that your dogs are saying I had. That's right.
They're back at me. Can I tell you about something I noticed?
Yeah.
I don't know for sure what exactly it means, but I am pretty sure that I saw a wedding band on Luke when they were driving in the car and one on Madeline.
I
think they're already married.
At the beginning where she's doing her hair, she has on a wedding band set and it's on her right hand. And then he has on a wedding band on his left hand. And I think I remember them saying this earlier in the season, but in Brazil or in Colombia, they wear, sorry, I was texting a friend from Brazil just a minute ago. So I know the difference. In Colombia, Madeline said that they usually wear it on their right hand. And I just looked into it. It says more modern people will wear it on their left hand, but like the right hand, especially with Catholicism, it said, you sit on God's right hand. Right hand has to do with strength. So it's more traditional that way. So yeah, they're married. Fraudacity.
They're married.
They're married.
Messy. They're messy and married.
They are married in this scene. He's wearing a gold band, like a thick gold band when he's rubbing her back. I actually marked it. It was 9 minutes and 53 seconds into the show on Discovery Plus for Madeline, and it was about 10 minutes and 11 seconds for Luke. So if you look there, you're going to see the bling. They're married. They might be pregnant.
Yeah.
She's dizzy. She won't eat her pineapple, but she's eating a lot of ice cream. She is feeling weird. And they've been having sex without protection, but they've been careful. The pull-out method.
What is that? Oxymoron.
So, does Luke know what it could mean? Well, after a little bit of like guessing, he says, "Are you trying to tell me you're pregnant?" And she throws a pregnancy test at him. But before we get to all that, we're riding in the car. She's getting ready. She doesn't feel like going. It's their wedding weekend, allegedly. Luke has planned a business trip without her knowledge. And she's like, dude, we're doing this when we're supposed to be enjoying our wedding weekend. I don't feel good. Well, she can stay at home, but she has to remind him, Luke, I'm the boss. I've got to go. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You know how to sink businesses into the ground. You don't know how to run them. That's why I need to go. So I feel bad, but at least I look pretty. I loved it. I feel bad, but at least I look pretty. Story of my life.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I told Dee I was going to use that in our opener, and I looked at myself on camera. I was like, woof. It's even funnier because I'm not as pretty as Madeline. She is gorgeous.
I know. If I feel bad, I'm pretty sure I look bad too.
And he goes, you're crazy. You know that? So just for funsies this morning, I tried that line on my husband. I said, I feel bad, but at least I look pretty after our womp womp meeting at my son's school.
What did he say?
And he basically said it was crazy. But he gave me a hug.
You got the
And
same
laughed at me.
response.
I got the same response. But he didn't get the same woman. He got me. I really am crazy now. So they're at Guatape, and I got a theory. Luke is using her ass for a green card. He
That's a
says that the
possibility.
first time he went there, he climbed La Pedra, which means the rock. It's like this big mountain. He gets on top of that big hard rock and he looks down and he sees this system of lakes. And it is gorgeous. It is drop
It's
dead gorgeous.
beautiful.
And in that moment, he's like, I want to die here. Okay, he said he wanted to retire. The same death. So at that point, he's got this little plan in his head. Guatape or bust. All he needs is to figure out how to make it work. And along comes Brian, his friend that was married to Madeline's friend, who started his own business. And at one point this season, we see Luke saying, man, I want what you have. I want a business. I want to live over here. All I need is a young girl who will work for free. You know, I don't have to pay her. She'll be in love with me. She'll think we're building a business together. She won't expect anything except this La Pedra. So he finds Madeline. Madeline is smart. She's business savvy. And he starts a few businesses with her, and she's running them successfully. Is he paying her? No, nobody's getting paid. He is going into debt to finance these assets, and she is putting sweat equity in. Sweat equity is when you are working to run the business. You are building the business through your sweat and tears. She's the muscle here. She's not getting paid for her time. He's not getting paid for his money. So she's losing money because her money could be working a job and making funds. And he is losing money because he's putting it into the business. So they're both losing money. But he thinks that he's the only one that should be on the titles. And I still disagree with that. He does not recognize her sweat equity. She is smarter than the 20-year-old he thought he was marrying. She knows that she deserves compensation for her work. And I agree with her. It's not fair for her to be on half of the property they own and then none of the business property when she is the one doing the heavy lifting.
Well, then I would suggest that she go on half of the debt as well. And then that way she's half the debt, half of the property. Easy peasy fix.
She doesn't qualify for it. First of all, she's 20. She might not have credit to qualify for it. So what's the other option? Her not work?
I
the
don't know.
business go nowhere and tank? Maybe she should be paid for her work if she's not getting any protection for the business she's building.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
She's
they've
not
not
getting
said
paid.
one. Well, there's nothing to get paid for yet. It's just raw land. They're looking at the plans when they
No,
go to
she has
this
been the one
business
making
meeting.
the connections, getting things in line. He's not even been at the U.S. Like, she's the one going and finding vendors. She's talked about that.
I thought that was for her salon business, not this hotel.
No, this was for the hotel
Oh,
because the
okay.
last time we talked about this, I said that's why she wants to get paid because she's putting in the sweat equity. This isn't the first time we've brought it up. Luke just thinks because he's sleeping with her and married to her, she works for free with no expectation or protection. But you know what? I don't know what the law is in Colombia. But
Mhm.
in the United States, you have this idea of equitable distribution. If you build a business together when you're married, then even though the property isn't in both of the names, it doesn't mean that it's protected from being split up during a divorce. Same thing with
Mhm.
the debt. So, and I mean, another thing which may or may not fit the idea of a partnership, where they're essentially running the business together.
Mhm.
I would think in equity, she might have some claims, at least in the US, depending on where she is. But
Mhm.
you know as well as I do, just because your name isn't on it doesn't mean it's not yours.
True.
How many times do we see that in bankruptcy cases? Especially when
Mhm.
somebody's like, oh, I'm going to try to hide something. Oh, and that's full
Mhm.
price. Now, the whole lemon, not
Oh my
lemons. The thing,
gosh.
it was saying lemons, L-E-M. I'm like, no, lemon, L-I-M-O-N. They even have this, I think they're Dorito lemon chips. Means lime.
Mhm.
First of all, a lime with salt, it sounds delicious to hear nausea. Refreshing.
You look like you were gonna puke for a minute.
It was a little sour. I'm not going to lie. I just spit into a lime, guys. I'm still drinking this mule. And it's almost 4 o'clock. I had to take a little break to respond to an email that was from my son's school, just putting into writing what happened. And I had to give my side of how that meeting
Mhm.
went. Interestingly, things like if your 4-year-old doesn't sit still for a shot, I might not be able to administer it, and we're going to have a big problem was left out of the email. So I wanted to make sure that went on the record. Anyway, you know what? I'm almost over it.
You sure? Do you
No,
need another cocktail to get there?
I'm only 1.5 in, and I've been
Okay.
drinking it for like 3 hours. Y'all,
The limes. You were talking about the limes.
I know. I'm going to get the lemons from the gas station. So she likes them with a lot of salt, which
Mhm.
if you're feeling dizzy and you're having a blood pressure problem, limes loaded with salt might not be the answer. But okay, just maybe the lime.
Mhm.
So limes are good for a lot of stuff too. Spicy food. A lot of people, they know they drink milk because the milk will help
Mhm.
neutralize the spiciness. Limes also acidic. Limes or lemons also neutralize the spiciness, which is why they're served with Mexican food. That's actually
Mhm.
my favorite way to chase a Carolina Reaper pepper. But anyway, he gets in, she's driving, she gets out and throws up. She's like, pull over to the gas station, which, look, she's feeling tired. She's feeling dizzy, maybe pregnant, maybe just PMSing. The part about this scene that would drive me nuts, it looks like they don't have air conditioner in this car. The windows are rolled down and Luke is sweating bullets.
Oh yeah. See that it
That's instant grumpy for me.
I wasn't even paying attention to that. I was paying attention to him getting back into the car and he put the limes beside of her. And then she's throwing a fucking fit because he didn't give her a lime. And he's like, they're right there. Can't you get it? And he's driving again at this point. And she's like, no, you have to get it for me. And I'm like, you literally can just
Right.
reach over and grab them yourself.
Have you ever been so sick, though, that I know this answer, that you just need to look out the window, that if you look somewhere else, it's going to get worse. And you're trying to hold on to your cookies and you can't shift your focus.
Yeah, I've been like that.
Imagine that in a car in the summer without
you-
air conditioning.
but you
Where
can
is
literally-
D right now if someone
You
gets in the
can-
car and just tosses the limes in the back seat?
He didn't. He just set him behind her, right behind the seat.
With that.
He could look. You just don't like this guy. You're not going to give him any breaks whatsoever.
Okay, I'll give him a little bit. She was being snappy.
It was
who
a
else is being
bratty-
snappy
bratty-
today? Me.
You, you.
Hello.
But it was a very bratty behavior. Very bratty behavior.
I love that queen. I love her. Okay, yeah, I get it. It felt out of line, but I'm gonna give her a pass because she's Madeline and I love her. She's like my daughter that I never had.
If she was your daughter, you would be busting her ass, probably. You'd be busting them chops listening to her talk.
Oh no,
to
I'd
you
be
like
looking in the
that.
mirror with her I feel bad, but I'm pretty.
Yeah.
Just be lying to myself. So Luke does ask her which lot she wants the house on. And he says there's a big lot and a small lot. I'd be like, the big lot. I'll take that one,
Well,
thanks. Which one's the most
I
expensive?
thought-
That's the one.
Yeah, I thought the last lot was the one they had designated for the hotel, and the first lot that they looked at was the one they were going to put the villas and their house or whatever on.
Well, guess what, bitch? I'm living in the penthouse.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Boom,
he told her
done. My name's on the hotel.
Yeah, he told her pick one to put your name on. So
See, I would be scheming with her. Loopholes. I'd be like, daughter, you're living in the penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you think she's pregnant? I think she's
No.
PMSing. I think she's PMSing. And I think she's annoyed with his shit because it's their wedding weekend, allegedly. And he's scheduled a business meeting to tell her, allegedly the weekend of their wedding, that he's not putting her name on the property. I think she's grumpy and PMSing. I don't think she's pregnant.
I don't think she's pregnant.
Should we, before we end this episode, should we ask the tarot?
Go ahead. Let's ask them.
Okay, so Dee and I asked the tarot, is Madeline pregnant in this episode? And we got an upside down 10 of ghosts. I'm using my New Orleans Halloween tarot that my friends brought for me. This is the same as the 10 of cups. So we have a reverse 10 of cups. And it strongly leans toward no, she is not pregnant this episode. The 10 of cups. Cups is the hearts. It's the family complete card. So reversed, when it's upside down, which for some reason I pulled them upside down a lot, it usually means that her expectations are not matching her reality. A family storyline that's either being assumed, teased, or emotionally projected in the episode isn't actually true yet. And there is emotional tension or uncertainty instead of a joyful confirmation. So we will see how this works out.
Well,
But
I definitely
our
believe.
and our cards are saying no.
Well, and I definitely think that she has a lot of expectations that don't meet her reality.
I think she lives in her own reality. I love it for you, girl. I love it for you. Anything to add to this episode, Dee?
No.
All right, I'm
That's
about to
it.
go off to my own reality. Channel surfers, thank you so much for listening. We love you guys. Thank you for all the love and support, especially with my son's T1D diagnosis. He's T1D just like me, and we're getting through it together with the surfers. We'll be back next week with Sister Wives and 90 Day the other way. You know, I think some podcasters might be taking Christmas off, but this is our fun. Like, are you closing your eyes right now? It's like I'm the reluctant sidekick.
I was just talking to my sister about it this morning.
No. What did you say?
I told her about the
Tell
reluctant
us how
sidekick.
you really feel.
I was like, when she started asking me, it was to be just my voice, and now she's got me in a camera, and I'm like, you know how I feel about taking pictures. Can you imagine me every day in front of a camera?
Great.
That's your opinion.
My friend asked me what I did with my skin. She was like, your skin looks great. I was like, yeah, I just get the Bath & Body Works cream that I'm sure is for your body, cucumber melon. That's what's on my face. It's fancy. I got it for $5 on sale at Bath & Body Works. Anyway, Channel Surfers, we love you. Thank you so much for listening to us ramble. Thank you for all your comments and everything. I have so much fun after we finish recording and editing and putting this stuff out there, reading and seeing what everybody has to say. We love it. We love you. This was great. This is what I needed after today. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. That will be before Christmas. But we'll be back. We'll be back throughout the holidays.
Maybe I'll wear a Christmas shirt next week.
Maybe I'll wear just some holly leaves. Just kidding. We're not doing that to you guys. You'll pay me to put it back on. Finally monetize this podcast. All right. We love you. Bye.
Let's ride.
Tune in, don't delay.